Hello everyone, and a very warm welcome to you to Grace Community Church here. So glad you can join us. My name's Dave White, and we're going to be together today or whenever you're able to watch this, to worship God, to pray and to hear his word. So we're excited to be together, and I just want to let you know what's happening in this series of videos here. First of all, we're going to worship together with a song, He's Our Rescuer, and then we're going to actually pause and watch a video from our friend Donna and her friends in Burundi in Central Africa. She sent a video of the work that's currently going on in there and ask for prayer as well. And it's good at this time to remember not just the UK and our situation that we're all very concerned about, of course, and praying for, but to remember that there are many other countries around the world who are in worse situations than we are and very much need our prayers. And the believers there and the churches there that Donna is working with have we stand with, we've supported, we've given, and we want to stand with them in prayer at this time as well. So we're going to watch that video, and then I suggest you pause and pray for the situation there as she directs on the video. And then we're going to come back to worship, a couple of songs that we've chosen from YouTube to help us worship with. And then we'll have a chance then to listen to my friend Daniel, who is speaking to us from Trinity Church in London. Well, I suppose really it's from his home at the moment because we're all in lockdown, but he leads the Regions Beyond Church in London, Trinity Church. He's going to speak to us a very encouraging and stirring word for us, and I know that will be a blessing to us. But first of all, let me encourage us as we come to worship. I want to read to you from Colossians, Paul's words to the Christians there, which equally apply to us. He says in Colossians 1 from verse 11, "May you be strengthened with all power according to his glorious might, for all endurance and patience with joy, giving thanks to the Father who has qualified you to share in the inheritance of the saints in light. He has delivered us," or some translations say rescued us, "from the domain of darkness and transferred us to the kingdom of his beloved Son, in whom we have redemption, the forgiveness of sins." It's true, isn't it? Jesus is our rescuer. And let's come and worship and praise and give thanks to God together. Thanks, and see you later.
There is good news for the captain, good news for the shame. There is good news for the one who walks away. There is good news for the doubter, the one religion failed, but the good Lord has come to seek and save. He's our rescuer, he's our rescuer. We are free from sin forevermore. Oh, how sweet the sound, oh, how grace abounds. We will praise the Lord our rescuer. He's beauty for the blind man, riches for the poor. He's friendship for the one the world ignores. He is pasture for the weary, rest for those who strive. For the good Lord is the way, the truth, the life. Yes, the good Lord is the way, the truth, the life. He's our rescuer, he's our rescuer. We are free from sin forevermore. Oh, how sweet the sound, oh, how grace abounds.
Hi everyone, greetings from Burundi here in Central Africa. I'd just love to share with you today 4 ways that you could be joining us in prayer. The first prayer request is for our church and communities, that we would see more salvations, more people just encountering Jesus and the love of God, and to see the transforming power of the gospel at work among us in greater measures than we've seen so far. And we've seen some salvations recently and some healings and some deliverance, but we're really asking God for increase in those things. Number 2, please could you join us in praying for the success of our farming training and for abundant harvest this season. We are currently teaching 200 families how to farm in God's way, teaching them foundations for farming. We long to see them lifted out of poverty to be able to sustain their families. They're working incredibly hard, but there have been many challenges of late, and we'd love you just to stand with us and to believe for abundance this season. And that they can really be free from the grip of poverty. Number 3, please could you pray for our protection here. There's been a fair amount of opposition, some intimidation and some threats of late, and we just really love it if you could pray with us for the favour of God. We want to be a blessing in this nation and to those that we're working with, but there's been some challenges, so if you could just pray for us, we'd really appreciate it. And then finally, please could you pray for us for God's provision. We are facing levels of just unprecedented need here at the moment, I think like many places, with the economic impact particularly of COVID here, but just the poverty. Burundi is one of the poorest nations in the world. It's the hungriest nation in the world, and at the moment our resources are lower than we've ever known, but we know God is faithful and we know that he will provide for what he's called us to. But if you could join us in praying for his provision, that would be amazing. God bless you all, and thank you so much. Bye.